Hello, sports fans, and welcome to Scott Sports 101. It's going to be a Browns early late games post game show and Sunday Night Football update show. We're going to start with the Browns. Boy, what a game between the Browns and Bengals today at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. Donovan Peoples-Jones scored a late last-second touchdown in the final seconds of the fourth quarter, which was the final 15 seconds of the fourth quarter, as the Browns beat the Bengals 37-34, and the Browns are now 5-2 in the AFC North. Baker Mayfield overcame a terrible start to throw for 5 touchdowns, including a 24-yard go-ahead score to Donovan Peoples-Jones with 15 seconds left. And the Cleveland Browns outdueled the Cincinnati Bengals 37-34. Nursing sore ribs, Baker Mayfield started 0 for 5, including an interception on his first attempt of the game. He then completed the next 22 of 23 passes. The last was the leaping grab by Donovan Peoples-Jones to win it for the Browns, who are now 5-2. I think this game could have given this offense confidence to realize we can believe and trust in anybody, Mayfield said following the game. We always have a chance if we believe in that. It was the most important game to date because it was the next one. Right now, we are going to enjoy it. We are 5-2. And the Browns are going to enjoy it, and the Browns fans as well are going to enjoy it. Yeah! Cincinnati rookie Joe Burrow played another terrific game, but again, it wasn't enough for the Bengals to get the win and get over the hurdle. He hit 35 of 47 passes for a season-high 406 yards and 3 touchdowns, including a 3-yard scoring pass to Giovanni Bernard on 4th and 1 to give the Bengals a 34-31 lead with 106 left. But, as you know, in the final 15 seconds of the fourth quarter, that's when Donovan Peoples-Jones leaped up and grabbed the ball and scored that game-winning touchdown for the Browns. But the Bengals defense couldn't stop Mayfield, who was roundly criticized after a poor performance in Cleveland's loss to Pittsburgh last week, and Browns receivers who made some great catches as they worked down the field. Mayfield was 22 for 28 carries and attempts for 297 yards. Rashard Higgins had 6 catches for 110 yards, and tight end Harrison Bryant had 2 touchdown catches. Quarterback Cease Keenum and I were talking. We said they left us too much time. Mayfield said, we got on the field and everyone was talking about how we had to get to the 30-yard line for a field goal. A field goal. I told the guys, screw that. We are going to win. And the Browns did just that. With Bengals running back Joe Mixon out with an injured foot, the Bengals relied on Burrow, who has thrown for more than 300 yards in 5 of his 7 games of his rookie year. Cincinnati managed 81 yards on the ground, and that included 34 from Burrow. Now, you are going to play in these type of games every year in the NFL, said Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski. You are going to have to come and win a game in a 2-minute drive, I told the team last night. You might have to go win it on the last play of the game. And it has to to be mentality. To see them operate situationally was very impressive. And it sure was in this game today. And there was a few more people. This was the first game the Bengals were permitted by the state of Ohio to have a slightly larger crowd. The reported attendance was 9,732, with fans spread out through all the decks of Paul Brown Stadium with plenty of social distancing. Now, there were some injuries today. Browns wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. hurt his knee in the first quarter and did not return for the rest of the game. The team said he will have an MRI on Monday. Well, up next, the Browns have the Las Vegas Raiders next Sunday at home at First Energy Stadium. I'm going to break down how this game panned out today. First quarter, the Bengals scored their first touchdown because of Baker Mayfield's interception on his first pass. And Joe Burrow up the middle for the 1-yard touchdown. And Ray Bullock's extra point was good, and it was 7-0 Bengals. Then the Browns got to the Cincinnati 43-yard line, kicked a 43-yard field goal, and it was good by Cody Parkey. And it was 7-3 Bengals at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, the Bengals got as far as the Browns 37, and they had to set up for a 37-yard field goal, which was good, and it was 10-3 Browns. And then the Browns scored their first touchdown of the game. Baker Mayfield's pass short left to Harrison Bryant for the 3-yard touchdown, and Cody Parkey's extra point is good, and it was tied at 10. Then the Bengals scored their second touchdown of the game, and Joe Burrow's pass short up the middle to Trey Boyd for an 11-yard touchdown. The replay official had to review the score ruling, and the play was up, but the ruling on the field would stand. And Bullock's field goal was good, and it was 17-10 Bengals at the break. In the third, the Browns scored their second touchdown of the game. Baker Mayfield passed short middle to Harrison Bryant for the 6-yard touchdown. Cody Parkey's extra point is good, and the Browns and Bengals were tied at 17. The Bengals tried to score a touchdown. They did 12 plays, and they got into for 76 yards, but they got into the the Browns 37-yard line and kicked the 23-yard field goal. And Bullock's field goal was good, and it was 2017 Bengals at the end of the third quarter. And in the fourth, the Browns scored their third touchdown of the game. Baker Mayfield's pass deep middle to David Njoku for the 16-yard touchdown. Cody Parker's extra point is good. It was 24-20 Browns. And the Browns had the lead for the very first time of the game in the fourth quarter. The Bengals scored their third touchdown of the game. Joe Burrow passed short middle to T. Higgins for the 16-yard score. Bullock's extra point is good, and it was 27-24 Bengals. And then Baker Mayfield's pass short left to Kareem Hunt for the 8-yard touchdown, and that was the Browns' fourth touchdown of the game. Parkey's field goal is good, and it was 31-27 Browns. And that was the Browns' fourth touchdown of the game. The Bengals scored their fourth touchdown of the game. Joe Burrow's pass short right to Giovanni for the 3-yard touchdown. Bullock's extra point is good. It was 34-31. And the Browns defense looked really shaky in this game today, and then there was a ruling. They had to check a call before the last play before this touchdown scored, and it was with 15 seconds left on the clock. Baker Mayfield's pass deep right to Donovan Peoples-Jones, who leaped up for a 24-yard touchdown, and it was but the extra point was no good, but it was 37-34 Browns with 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And the Bengals made 3 plays, but nevertheless, the Browns get a big win today in Cincinnati by the final score of 37-34. And Baker Mayfield is the second quarterback to throw 3 touchdown passes in the fourth quarter. And as I said, this was a big win for the Browns today. They are now 5-2 on the season. And right now, it is time to give out the game balls for today's game. Baker Mayfield, 22 of 28 carries and attempts, 297 yards, 5 touchdowns, touchdown passes, 1 interception. Rashard Higgins, 6 receptions, 110 yards. He didn't have a touchdown or interception. Kareem Hunt, 18 carries, 76 yards rushing, 3 receptions, 26 yards receiving, and 1 touchdown. Harrison Bryant, 4 receptions, 56 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. David Njoku, 2 receptions, 20 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. And Donovan Peoples-Jones, who was the hero in today's game. 3 receptions, 56 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Those are today's game balls, and as I said, next week, the Browns have the Las Vegas Raiders at home at First Energy Stadium. Right now, we're going to go over the rest of today's action. From Week 7, from the early and the late games. You already know that from Thursday night, the Eagles beat the Giants 21-22 at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, which was the Giants just could not win this one that the Eagles were trying to give to them. The Carolina Panthers beat the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints beat the Carolina Panthers 27-24 at Mercedes-Benz Superdome. And I got to give the game ball to Drew Brees. I give it to him for that. And this was one of those games where I got to give the game ball to Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara, and Mark Callaway. I gotta give it to him. Marquez Callaway, excuse me. So I give it to them, the game balls. Well, after leading 10-6 at halftime, the Bills come roaring back, and they beat the Buffalo Bills 18-10 at MetLife Stadium. And the Jets are now 0-7. Buffalo goes to 5-2. And I give the game ball to Josh Allen. I give it to him for that one today. You already know the Browns won 37-34 Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. The Green Bay Packers beat the Houston Texans 35-20 at NRG Stadium in Houston. And the Texans were down 21-0 at halftime. It just was not a good day for the Texans, but they did score 20 points. And Green Bay goes to 5-1, and Houston falls to 1-6. I'm going to have to take a little break to upload this part 1. This will be a 2-part podcast. So I'll be right back. Stay with me. I'm going to have the rest of the scores right after this.